Today I'm going to be talking about the power of Satan and the power of God, the way that the Spirit has revealed it to me. Um, the power of Satan today, over 2.4 billion people, it's a lie, a book compiled into a lie. And I've heard many times Brother Holland say that, but I didn't understand it. It was not revealed to me. So the Holy Spirit has revealed to me how Satan has compiled it into a lie to control, if possible, the whole world, if possible, everyone in this world. And and this is the power of Satan over people. He deceives them with the history of those who walked by the Spirit and who loved God, and they had them in their hearts. So the power of Satan is lies. That's how simple it is. That's what how the Holy Spirit revealed it to me. The power of Satan is lies, and the power of God is truth. Now, Jesus is the truth. The Holy Spirit is the Spirit of truth. It's the Spirit of Jesus in our hearts, and and um, and that's the power of God for salvation, to save your soul, to save my soul. Uh, One day I went to somebody's house, and Jesus told me to go there. I had a dream about that person, and I was supposed to tell her what I dreamed because Jesus wanted her to know. And this is a couple of old people, and the husband came out and said, "What do I want?" And I said, "I want to speak to your wife about something." And he said, I'm going to tell her to come out." But he didn't invite me into his house. So, not that he had to, but he was cold. And his wife came. And the first thing she said, "Come in the house. Come in the house." And we went into the house. And he was very uneasy about us. He didn't like us at all. And the Spirit showed me that now this is a woman that has been for 50 years in a Baptist church, who loved God in her heart, or she used to love him at least. And Satan has given him a husband to deceive her and to destroy her, to keep her under a lie and under the bondage of religion all her life. And the first thing we walked in the house, he said, "Can I stay here or can I go?" He was tempting. He was tempting me. He was tempting me and my brother, because he was there too. It's like he was looking for a reason to kick us out. And "It's your house." And I said, "It's your house. You can stay or you can leave. That's not my call. You can do what you want. I've come here to speak to your wife. But do you have something to tell me?" I said, "No, I don't have anything to tell you. I just came to her to speak to your wife." So in the end, it turns out that I have spoken to him, not to his wife. I tell her also what Jesus told me. But as we talked, he got very angry, and he raised his Bible. And he wanted to say that this is the power of God. He wanted to say that this is the power of God for salvation. And when he said "this is," then he stopped. His speech was taken away. He couldn't say it. He just couldn't say it. He became red in the face and he stopped. And I told my brother, "Look at his face. Look at his face, how he looks." And he got so angry with me that he said, "I'm going to call the police." And I said, "I'm going to call the spiritual police too." So I left, and about 3 weeks later, I had a dream. I was walking to his house, and as I got next to his house, the Holy Spirit was on top of his house, like a little higher than his house, and it was like an ocean bubbling up and down, and he was very, very angry with him. And as I looked in a distance, I've seen Jesus above the city, and he was like in a twister, destroying everything. In the middle was calm and peaceful, but on the outside everything was destroyed. It looked like a war zone. And I heard a microphone next to me and says, it's over, no more playing, it's over. 3 times or 2 times it's repeated. And I woke up, and 3 days later the man is dead. So Jesus has arrested him, uh, and he sent me to to many people in this town that are going to the Baptist churches and Pentecostal churches, and I've spoken to them, and they all say the same thing, almost without exception. I'm going to call the police. I don't know who trained them. Why do you call the police? What for? For disturbing the peace. Now they've come to the point of calling the truth disturbing the peace of the community. Now you can imagine how things have gotten in this world. If Jesus cannot speak a word because he's disturbing the peace of the community, then it's bad. It's very bad, and he's destroying the world. So this is the power of Satan in their hearts. It's a book, and they have destroyed billions of people, and they deceived all those who love Jesus, and they have to come out from under the power of Satan, from under the teachings of Satan, and you must be taught by the Spirit of truth. You must be revealed the truth, so you can understand. You can understand. You can understand the truth, and you can understand the power of God that saves you, and that's how Jesus is revealed to me, how he saves me, how his Spirit is saving me. So the power of Satan is lies, and the power of God is the Spirit of truth, and the power of Satan is spirit of lies. That's how simple it is. Now you must be connected. I've heard this from Brother Harlan. He said that your connection to God, it's the Holy Spirit. And I didn't understand it, even though I was connected, but I didn't understand it. So God is showing me how he's connected to my heart by Jesus in me, by his Spirit. And he comes to me and he speaks to me, and he spends time with me. He speaks to my heart almost every night, and he gives me dreams and revelations. And there is a relationship between, like a son and a father. And when you're under the power of Satan, then you're empty in your heart, and because you don't have a father. You don't have a father. You must be adopted by the Spirit of truth, by Jesus, to have a father. Now Jesus revealed to me that in this world there's good fathers and bad fathers. So the good fathers, they go to work, they take care of their own family, they feed the children, they give them clothing, and so on and so forth. And so it is in the Spirit. Now Jesus is a father, and Satan is a father. He has stolen this earth from Adam, and he's the father. He's the father of the world, of the spirits, and he's a bad father. He's not feeding you, spiritually speaking. He's not clothing you. He beats you up. He lies to you continuously. Now Jesus revealed to me this. Now Jesus, it's a good father, because I asked Jesus, why is he coming to me so many times, and I didn't understand. And he said, because he's a good father, and he takes care of his children. He makes sure you're fed. He makes sure you're clothed. He washes you. He heals your heart when you're in trouble, when you're hurting. So your feelings are hurt, and he heals them. So so this is what it means to have a good father in the spirit, and what it means to have a bad father in the spirit. So you must be connected to God and to Jesus through the Holy Spirit, which is the Spirit of truth, which is the power of God. This is how He revealed to me that He saves. He saves. He saves my soul, and He's giving you faith, and He's speaking you. He's giving you words of faith that give you power in your spirit, that keep you. So now I'm gonna be sharing a story about my fleshly father. In 2015, I called him, and I told him that the Bible is an idol and it's the mark of the beast, and he did not believe me. And uh, my brother came home from, because I was in America when I called him. He came home from another country, and he told him the same words, the same things, and he was very troubled in his heart, because on one side he knew he's empty and he needed the Holy Spirit in his heart, but on the other hand he didn't have the power and the courage to accept this. So and to act on it, to burn it, or to rip it into pieces, to show that he's not controlled by a book. So one day he has a revelation, and he said that the Spirit came to him and spoke to him and said, Enoch did not have a book. He walked with God, and God has translated him. So that's when the power of Satan was broke from over him, over his heart, and he understood. It was revealed to him the truth that that God is spirit, and he's not in a book, and he's not a book. So this is how the power of Satan works in people's hearts. They hear a lie and they accept it. It goes into their hearts, and they're under his power all their life. And the Holy Spirit has to come and break that power, and break it with the truth. When he speaks the truth, then he breaks the power, and he sets you free. And that's how simple it is. So later on, I told him to burn the Bible, and he said, I'm going to do it. And he had two Bibles, one a Hungarian one and a Romanian one, because he's half Romanian, half Hungarian. And he burned the Bible, and that evening his goat died. That night his goat died. He had one goat, and his dog has killed 4 chickens from the neighbor, and he had to pay for the chickens. And the neighbor came. He was very angry, and he said, my chickens were the expensive ones, so he wanted top money for his chickens. So that's what happens when you obey Jesus. That Satan entered the dog, and he killed the chickens, and he made them pay. And that's what happens when his power is broke over from over a person. He will attack you. He will steal from you, and so on and so forth. So that's what Jesus revealed to me about his power. His his power, the power of Jesus is the spirit of truth, and the power of Satan is the spirit of lies. It's just that simple. You know the truth in your spirit, in your heart, when you hear it. And those who don't love the truth, they reject the truth. They reject the spirit of truth, and they call him Satan. And to Satan they call him God. So that's how it is today. It depends what you love. If you love the truth, then you will have the words of truth in you, the spirit of truth. If you love lies, then you'll have lies into your heart. And that's how simple it is. That's all I have to say.